Hey guys, Sheri Ann Richerson from experimentalhomesteader.com here tonight, and I'm sure some of you noticed my blue potatoes. Now, I bought mine down at Whole Foods in Indianapolis because the ones that I grew I'm out of. But you can buy the seed potatoes at our local Tractor Supply right here in Marion. Okay, this is them. What you want to look for is the GMO free. That is really important in anything that you buy. And I know that not everybody is labeling GMOs yet, but you want to ask. GMOs are just bad for you. They're bad for your health. They're just bad. You really want organic or grass-fed when it comes to meat, but I know that's hard to find. We were looking for grass-fed pork today and could not find it here in Marion. We did find some GMO-free pork out at Meijer, but it was doing a lot of research and a lot of digging, and they didn't know at Meijer. They knew that it was natural raised. They didn't really know about the GMOs, so we did some research online while we was out there. Okay, the reason that I eat the different colored vegetables, and the reason that you should too, each one of those vegetables have different antioxidants, different properties, different health benefits. So I know that, like, we're all used to seeing white potatoes. Try the purple. I think they're a little meatier, maybe a little heavier than the white potatoes, but a very smooth texture. They definitely do not upset my stomach the way white potatoes do. And they do stay purple after they're mashed. There was no food dye in those potatoes that you saw. That was exactly the way, as you see from this picture, when you cut them open, they are purple inside, and that stays with them. I did not bother to peel the skins because the skins were very thin, like the Yukon Gold potatoes. So, but I want to tell you about some other different colored vegetables that maybe you're not familiar with. These are heirlooms, so they're going to be non-GMO. And when you're growing a garden, this is what you want. You want diversity. You don't want to grow what everybody else is growing, okay? This is part of the problem. This is why when you have a pest outbreak, you have a huge problem. It's not just one garden or one farm. Hi, Margie. It is the entire community, the entire state, and it goes on and on. We didn't learn anything from the Great Potato Famine, obviously. Diversity is the key. Okay, grow things that are unique and different, and forget the hybrids. If it's not organic, if it's not non-GMO, forget about putting it in your garden. Okay, so one of my very favorite seed catalogs is Bountiful Gardens. I don't know how many of you get this catalog. Now, it's not as pretty inside as some of the other ones. This is what it looks like. It does have pretty little pictures, but it's not the big glossy full pictures. So you have to do some reading here. And I'm going to give you an example of one of the lettuces that we want to grow this year. It's called Granville Admires lettuce. Okay, it says in 1977, 90-year-old Chloe Lowry gave the Seed Savers Exchange the lettuce she got from her grandfather, George Admire, who was a Civil War veteran. Large red-green heads hold their sweet flavor even in extreme heat. This is what it looks like, okay? And I know that you might be thinking this looks like other lettuce that you have seen, but this is actually an heirloom that was saved down through the family and passed along and then given to Seed Savers Exchange, and then this company was able to get a hold of it. Seed Savers Exchange is another great company to deal with. They have a lot of heirlooms, a lot of rare stuff, a lot of things that are being passed down. And if we as home gardeners do not grow these unusual varieties, these different varieties, they're going to be extinct. And you might be thinking, well, why do I care anyway? You care because this is about diversity, okay? When a couple of years ago we had tomato blight, and it was all over Grant County, and people were having to get rid of their tomatoes. Do you know who still had tomatoes in their garden? I had no blight in my garden. None. Because I didn't have the same varieties that most people had. Hi, Lisa. I have brown tomatoes, black tomatoes, purple tomatoes, sometimes orange and yellow. Yes, I have red ones too. But I really diversify what is in my garden. It not only gives me a better variety for my plate and, better choice, but like I said, when something goes through and all the big boy tomatoes just got wiped out, I've still got tomatoes. I've got the Cherokee chocolate or whatever else it is that I've planted sitting in my garden. Okay, now I'm going to show you, I'm just going to go through my corn really, really quick, and I'm going to show you some of the varieties that I'm going to be planting this year. Before I do that, I'm going to show you, this is called the watermelon radish. Absolutely love it. Hi, Jennifer. And I'm going to show you what it looks like. And there are different varieties of these. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, when you cut that open, it is red on the inside. It is green on the outside. I grow another radish called a black Spanish radish. Fact is, we're taking a little trip into my kitchen because I actually picked up one of those first time I've seen them for sale commercially. And I am going to show you. Hi, Mickey. I'm going to show you this radish. Now, the ones that I grew got ginormous. I mean, they were bigger than my hands. Let me get in here. This is a radish. Hi, Leslie. Black Spanish. Okay, it is white on the inside, but this is a winter radish, meaning you can plant this. My grandpa always says on my birthday, which is August 2nd. So you plant these August 1st, August 2nd, August 3rd, and you let these overwinter in your garden. And I have harvested in December out of my garden with no cover. Okay, so back to the corn. Okay. I am, of course, going to grow the typical early golden bantam because we need a yellow corn. But I'm going to be growing the Seneca red stalker corn. I'm going to be growing blue jade corn. And yes, the kernels are blue. I'm going to be growing the black Aztec corn. Yes, it's black. It's very meaty tasting. Now, these are not sweet corns, but they're very meaty and they're very different, and I enjoy them. I'm also going to be growing the Coulee Black Incan corn. You can see what that looks like. I have the Glass Gem popcorn that I'm going to be planting this year. And then I have this corn called Festivity, and it is a multicolored corn. It actually says, because I think this is supposed to be a little sweeter corn, but I can't remember for sure. But we're going to grow all of these this year, and we're going to be saving seeds, and we're just going to bag some of the corn so that it doesn't cross-pollinate because wind is corn-pollinated. This is how, yes, Jennifer, the rainbow corn is the Festivity and also the Glass Gem. So, and I have grown Festivity in the past. I just didn't have good luck with it because I tried to do it in raised beds. I have grown corn in containers. So I thought the raised beds would be a great idea. Definitely it did not get enough water and it just, it didn't produce. So this year we're going to do it up in the field and we're going to put cameras on it because I'll be danged if my corn is going to get stolen this year. I mean, I'm to the point that if somebody breaks in my garden, if they can't come to my front door and knock and say, may I have some of this? If they break in and they help themselves, I'm just going to prosecute this year. I'm going to have it all set up on cameras because I am sick to death of watching my crops and knowing when I'm supposed to harvest and going up to my garden and it's gone. You know, that's just, especially when all they would have to do is knock on my door and ask if they could have some. And as much as I give away anyway, I would be happy to share. So that's my resolution this year. Now, when it comes to the radishes, because as I told you, I grow a variety of everything. Okay, these are called rat's tail radish. And these are not radishes that grow under the ground. These are little pods that grow on stalks above the ground. It looks like your radish is flowering. But when those pods form, you pick those pods and you eat them. And they are so good. And I ordered the original. This is not the, I know it starts with an M and I don't want to say it wrong, but I ordered the original rat's tail radish, which is very rare and very hard to find. Okay, yeah, Leslie, I put up electrical fence and my neighbors complained so much that I had to take it down. They said it had to be 1 foot inside of a chain link fence or something like that, and I had to have posted electrical fence signs every 2 feet. Hi, Kaisi. I hope I said your name right. Up and down different heights, and they broke the darn signs off, and those signs are $2 to $3 a piece, and we took the electric fence down. It just wasn't worth it. So, okay, so that's the rat tails radishes. I also am going to grow the Easter eggs, which are all different colors. This one, I know you can't see it very well, but this is a yellow radish. And I have tried these in the past. I did not have any luck. We're going to try something different this year because I'm going to grow these. I have the cherry bell, which is just your standard red radish. This is the black Spanish that I showed you. And then, of course, the watermelon. So, and I think, did I just order one kind? I may have just ordered one kind of the radish this year. I placed a couple seed orders. They're not here yet. We're going to do some wheat this year. We're doing an heirloom wheat, and I don't remember which one I ordered because I had so many that I wanted. I'm terrible like that. I do the purple carrots every year, and like I said, I ordered black this year. I read the reviews. I know that somebody in Swayze grew them, which is right real close to where I am. I don't know who they are because they used a pen name instead of their real name. But they said they were really good and really dark. Some other people said that they must have got the wrong seeds, so we'll see. Those came from Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds, if you want to look that up. I also some different turnips that I'm growing. This is an orange turnip. Okay, and this is a black turnip. The black turnip is actually from the Victorian era, and I had one a heck of a time tracking those seeds down. But I finally got them tracked down, and I think I got those to grow a couple of years ago. I didn't get a real good germination rate, so again, we're going to try something different this year. I'm doing a lot of indoor seed starting because I am not sure what's happening outside, possibly critters. So, you know, but it just, I don't do green beans. I might have a few. I do purple, and I do a few yellow, but I do purple, and I'm going to tell you why I do purple. Not only for the different nutritional benefits, but the green bean pests don't bother them. The insects don't know that those are green beans. And so they go on down the road. And also, again, because of the diversity. I'm part of the Homegrown Food Summit that's going on this week. I signed up to go and be able to listen to all the presentations and stuff. And what I heard yesterday about the 75 to 85% of the antibiotics that are used are being given to animals on a daily basis in their food and water so they don't get sick from the overcrowded factory conditions. Okay, people, when you eat this meat from these animals that were given these antibiotics like this, that's going in your system. Hi, 4-H Guru. And you are becoming antibiotic resistant. That means when you go to the hospital, when you get sick, when you have an emergency and they give you antibiotics, it's not going to work. Okay, because you are building up a resistance to that. This is why it is so, so important to buy organic, buy non-GMO, support your local farmer. Now, I know here in Indiana, although I did do some research and I need to do a little bit more, but here in Indiana, if I had a pig on my farm, I couldn't just butcher it and share it with anybody because that's against the law. However, I did read that our governor signed a bill into effect that allows us to butcher 1,000 chickens per year on farm and sell those on farm. I'm going to be checking into that. I need to check with our health department. I'm not their favorite person. But I need to check with that because that would be great if I could raise chickens and butcher them and be able to sell them to local people. Because I don't use growth hormones. I don't use antibiotics. I don't do GMO. Everything here at the farm is organic, just like my food. Okay? That is the only way to go. If you think about our grandparents and their grandparents, and they didn't have these heart problems, they didn't have all these medical problems that we have today. And why is this? This is because our food supply is not what it should be. The other thing, I've been dealing with anemia for a couple of years. I am now not anemic. Let me tell you what I did. The only thing that I did different, I changed my diet and I started heading back to organic. I started growing some of my own food in my house. Not an easy thing to do because you do have to have lights and so forth, or at least a sunny window at the very least. And but I have started. I got a couple aero gardens. I have been fortunate to get some grow lights given to me for review. But even before that, I was using windows. I have been doing this for, since 1993. So a long time. And there are so many crops: lettuce, spinach, carrots, potatoes. They will grow outside here in Indiana in the wintertime. Yes, you have to put a plastic cover over them, throw some bales of straw over them, whatever, give them some protection. But you can do it here in Indiana, and if you can do it here, those of you in warmer climates, there's no problem. And this does not have to be expensive, okay? This is about learning how to provide for your family and give them the most nutritional benefits, the best food, the most the very best that you can give them. And, I think I'm trying to pull up a packet of seeds here. Okay, these black radishes cost me $1.29. And I'm trying to see if it says how many seeds are in here. I don't know, but you can see there's a lot of seeds there. And I know you can't live on radishes, but you can do a heck of a lot with radishes. You can put them in salads. You can eat them raw. I'm sure there's more that I'm not thinking of right now. You could put the pretty purple green beans up a trellis with a vining plant that you have, a clematis or something. Just make sure the plant you grow it with is not poisonous, because you don't want to do that. But many, many ways. Lettuce, if you have an ornamental garden and you want a cute little border, get rid of the impatiens. Get rid of the begonias. Put lettuce in there if that's the only place that you have to grow your vegetables. Because not only can you get beautiful lettuces, reds, greens, speckled, all kinds of beautiful, beautiful lettuces that would make a beautiful border. And you could do without those annual plants. Still have a beautiful garden. Tomatoes love to grow with roses. I had tomatoes that used to volunteer in my front yard by my roses. I don't know how the seeds got there, but up they came. And I just let them grow with my roses. You have beneficial actions going on there because the tomatoes help the roses from getting black spot. So you're doing two different things there. And while we're talking about black spot, I used to think, oh my gosh, my roses have black spot. What am I going to do? They don't worry about that in Europe. It's a fact of life. Okay, when the black spot roses fall on the ground, pick those leaves up. Hi, Heather. And don't compost them. Okay, do not compost. Don't ever compost anything that's diseased. But pick those leaves up and dispose of them. And the leaves that are on your plant, you know, like I said, don't worry about it. Another thing that I have done, I have put kelp, and I use the food grade kelp, but I have put kelp around the base of my roses. I have poured milk, old milk, down around my roses, because I use my roses, I use my rose petals and my rose hips. Those are edible. You can put rose petals in salads. You can make a rose petal jelly, a rose hip jelly. Rose hips are very high in vitamin C, but you need to know they do have hairs on them, and they have seeds inside, and you have to take care of all of that, because if you don't, it's going to irritate your throat as they go down, those little hairs. So you do have to, you know, work with them if you're going to grow your own. I do a combination. I harvest some for myself, and I leave some outside for the birds. But like I was saying earlier, now that I've changed my diet, I just went to the doctor, and this is what they told me. My blood work is higher than most women my age. Very, very good. The only difference, I started growing my own food, transitioning back to organic. Which brings me to my next point. Don't cold turkey go organic, and don't cold turkey go from organic back to conventional. You will crash your system. This is a gradual process, okay? We bought 2 pork chops tonight. Like I said, they were non-GMO. We paid $2.50 for both of those. So very, very reasonable. Yes, maybe instead of buying a great big 2-pound steak, you're only going to be able to buy a pound steak for that same money, but the health benefits are worth it. Okay, the same way with these vegetables. I'm trying to look down here. Okay, this is another one that I'm growing this year. This is a spinach. And this is an heirloom spinach. I recently found, and I did order this, a spinach that actually grows in the winter here. So something else I want to show you, just because we're talking about diversity. I'm trying to look here. Okay, I've got things mixed up, but that's okay. I can show you this. All of you are familiar with red watermelon. You may have even seen the yellow. There's orange watermelons. All different colors of watermelon. So if you're going to grow watermelon, what do you grow, Leslie? Oh, the spinach, I bet. I have not grown this particular brand before, or this particular variety before, but I'm really excited about it. Really, really excited about it. And I'm really excited about the winter spinach. And the other thing that I just found was winter peas. Now, yes, they're a cover crop. And I heard that the peas themselves are only good in soup, but that's okay, because it grows to 0 degrees, guys. That means if you have a hoop house, you make a hoop house, it's going to grow all winter, and you can go outside and you can cut those pea shoots off and put them in your salads or whatever, and you are still getting food that's growing right outside your back door. Okay, and that is truly the point of all of this. And I did forget to say, if you guys have questions, leave them in the comments. I forget that. Sorry. But this is, okay, here's another, I'm going to try this lettuce this year. It's not the only one that I'm going to be trying, but you see all those different colors. I'm really looking forward to that. Now I have, I ordered some blue peas because I like the blue peas. Peas come in blue, yellow, and of course green. And I always order the sugar snap peas because I don't have to peel them. I can eat them right. I can be out in my garden and I can eat them off the vine. And we've had people here, and of course their kids just reach down and, and the parents' first reaction is, don't do that. And I'm like, no, it's okay, because I put nothing on my garden. Nothing that's going to hurt your child, nothing that's going to hurt you, nothing at all. So anyway, Facebook is telling me that I have 4 minutes left and I have to sign off. So thanks for tuning in. If you guys have any comments or questions, leave them in the comments below, because I will check that. The replay for this will be up on YouTube, so those of you that missed part of it can come and see it. Thanks for watching, and have a great night, everybody. Bye.